Hey, family. Today I want to give a little story time about when to let go. Okay? The universe will always show you signs. You just got to pay attention to the signs and you have to be in sync with the signs in order to make a transition more successful. Okay. At one time, years ago, I was met this woman in the park. Okay, we start talking, got along, this and that. All the things I said that I was into, she said that she was into. We listened to the same music, this the '90s R&B, the love stuff. She was very dreamy, so she really romantic and all this kind of stuff, which that's who I am too. Okay, but um she did the things and said the things that I wanted to hear to make her think that we was compatible. Okay. But as you know, time always tells a story. People telling themselves. Okay. So basically, it's got to a point where now she was a RN. She was a supervisor RN. So she was like a manager or something in the hospital where she ran a whole facility of, I think said she was over 100 nurses or something like that. So basically, it turned to a thing where it was like, whenever I talked to her, it was a constant thing of, okay, let's back up. She wanted to be in a relationship, okay? I didn't want to be in a relationship at the time. I wanted to be single. So when I told her I wanted to be single, she was pissed off, but she still spent time with me. But she had resentment, okay, because I wasn't doing what she thought I should do, okay. So she basically, what she did was at first everything was open. When I said no to relationship, she start pulling back. She start being, she wasn't as giving. She wasn't generous, okay. So it turned to a thing where I'm going to take from you whenever I can because I'm pissed off at you. This is what happens in relationships with people. People that resent you, they can still be with you, but resent you, but you will feel that misplaced anger coming through in other ways. Okay, so basically, it turned from spending time together from that to let me dump on you all my problems. So when I do talk to you, I just want to dump on you, dump on you, dump on you. Okay. So basically, the phone calls was like, "Hey, what's going on? How's your day? Oh, my day was cool. How was yours? Oh, the nurses did this and the nurses did that, and they gave me a hard time. She didn't want to take her medicine." I'm talking like an hour of just dumping, dumping, dumping. A friend of mine once said he asked me. He said, "When you talk to her on the phone, is she just talking to you, or are both of you talking to each other?" I said, "It's mainly her telling me her problems." He said, "She's dumping on you. Because every time I get off the phone, I will feel drained, emotionally drained." Okay. So after a while, I got tired of it, but I stayed with her based on the sex because I'm dealing with my lower self. See, this is why most people are in relationships. It's based on the sex, either the sex or the finances. Okay. So basically, I was dealing with my lower self, so I was still seeing her because in my mind, I'm getting something out of her. I'm getting the sex out of it. She's pleasing me sexually. I like her in that way. So I'll put up whatever I put up with just to reap those benefits, okay? But then it got to a point where it was like she was pulling back even the sex at a point. And it was like, I just want to dump on you all my misery. Where it was draining. It become very draining just spending time with her, okay? So basically, the last straw was I went to her house on Thanksgiving. Okay, she told me to come to her house Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving. She come spend some time with me. This and that. I'll do a little bit of cooking, but we can watch some movies. No, that wasn't the last straw. It was two last straws. The time before that, she told me to come to her house. Okay, so it was a 2-hour ride. It was a half-hour ride to get to her house. I'm trying to get the sun. Okay, so it was a half-hour ride to get to the sun. See, it was a half-hour ride to get to her house. Okay, it seems like a lot of things I want me to tell people this message. There's been a lot of strange things going on today. Okay, so basically, she told me to come to her house. It takes a half hour to get there. I drive there, half hour, take off my coat, you know, she started making dinner, this and that. It was on a Saturday night. The phone rings. She answers the phone. She starts talking now. So then she gets off the phone and she said, well, they want me at the hospital because somebody didn't come in. I got to cover their shift. But I'm only working till 12. Now, it was like 7 o'clock, close to 8 o'clock. So it was like 4-hour difference. Now, mind you, I'm at her house all the time. She always want me out. She won't actually want me to give me the key to the house. Okay. So I'm saying to her, all right, check this out. I said, okay, well, what I'll do is I'll see you when you get back. And so she comes back out the back. She comes back fully dressed. She said, you ain't got your jacket and stuff on? I said, what are you talking about? I told you I was going, you know, when you get back, I'll be here. When you get back, you're getting off at 12 in 3 hours or something like that. 4 hours. So what's the big deal? She said, no, when I come back, no, we're leaving together. And when I come back, then you can come back. So I said, okay, cool. So of course I didn't come back. So the last straw was the day before she told me that she wanted me to come over on the day before Thanksgiving. Okay. She said, come by the house, we can watch movies. I'm gonna cook a little bit for my son. But we can watch movies, you know, I'll cook dinner, this and that. So I said, okay, cool. So I get to the house. You know, we sitting around talking in the living room. She goes in the kitchen. She don't say nothing. She go in the kitchen. She start cooking. I said, what's going on? She said, oh, I got to cook for Thanksgiving for my son. I got to cook. I got to do this. I got to do that. I said, okay, well, why you tell me to come over? You know what I'm saying? Why you tell me to come over? And she was like, well, you know, I thought you would give me some company. So I'm like, I said, you don't tell me come all the way over here. Then as soon as we get here, you just run straight to the kitchen. Movie time is over. The meal is over. Everything is over. You just want me to come and fill some space. I said, no, I ain't with this. You know what I'm saying? So I asked the creator, I said that next morning when I got up, I had a party that I was going to do. So I asked the creator, I said, show me a sign. If I'm supposed to leave this person alone, I'll leave her alone today. I've got in the car, got in my van. I drive out around the parking lot, drive to the intersection. On my way home, the car completely stops in the intersection on Thanksgiving Day. Luckily, nobody was hardly out because it's Thanksgiving. But it symbolizes you're at the crossroads, and the crossroads where you're at is not working. You need to let this go. So what I said was, I said a prayer, and I said, Creator, if this car starts, I'll let it go. I'm totally done with it. And I was trying to start it before that, but when I said this prayer, soon as I cranked it, boom, it started, I left. Okay? So I'm saying this to say, and that was it for her. That was it for me and her. Okay? But even since then, years later, she was still trying to contact me. Okay? So it's to show you that sometimes people can be energy vampires, not realizing that they are energy vampires, and just drain your energy because they don't have their own. Okay? So that was a perfect example for me to leave. And when you ask the Creator, show you signs and symbols, the Creator will show you. You just have to follow. Okay? So I just wanted to drop this short story time to say, understand, pay attention when you ask the Most High, give you signs and symbols. Pay attention to the signs and symbols so it can take you into an easier transition for you to learn your lesson from that relationship so you continue your journey in life of higher awareness and higher knowledge. All right, family. Love y'all. Peace.